Hey, Nikhil. Okay, for you too, I would do a portfolio review. As always, I do that with video and while looking at it for the first time to really capture that first impression moment. Let me switch my screen, by the way. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, cool. First impression is beginner level or somebody who's still learning a lot or does not necessarily have production experience just yet. Mm, That said, this one looks quite cool. This one seems like unfinished work. This one seems a bit weird. I mean, it's a finished face, but it's kind of weird. So, yeah, definitely a beginner. Somebody who's still learning, exploring, does not have freelancing experience, most likely, or does not have studio experience yet. But somebody who's on a good track. And if you keep learning and pushing forward, I would say you definitely uh, are on the right track. So let's dive into each one to take a closer look. Starting with the soldier, Indian soldier. Ah, wait a minute. This is yeah, so this is client work. So I think this was freelancing, probably. Not really sure. I think you should bring that more forward. So um, what I do myself is client logos or logos of the projects, add that to the work. So just add it to the left or somewhere, but add it like tiny little logos, like maybe one or two, depending on what you have, and add that also to the thumbnail. So the thumbnail already shows that it's professional work. I would really recommend to do that. But the piece itself looks pretty cool. My first impression is this one is pretty cool. It's not bad, but it's a little bit weak on the presentation side. Oh, you have the breakdowns, which is great. Yeah, it's a good piece. I would say you can learn to present your work a little bit better in the future. So better lighting, maybe have well, I think you do have shadowing, but the black background, it's also in the T-pose, and for this shot, the T-pose is great. But if you're able to pose characters, your first image, which is the first impression people get, should blow people away, right? So if you're able to do a cool pose and with better rendering and lighting, then that first image for sure would be 100% better and blow people away, catch their attention so they want to see more. And then that image will also be in your thumbnail, so the thumbnail reads better. So imagine you would do that with all your thumbnails, then your grid would just feel more professional, and so people will be enticed to look deeper into your work. So yeah, work on especially the first image that needs to be presented better. This one's quite cool though. The light glow behind the heads is yeah quite cool. Cool turntable, not bad. There's very little margin at the top and the bottom. I think you can improve that a little bit better. Cool that you showed the Unreal shots, by the way. Again, the breakdowns I think is very important. Not everybody does that, so really good that you do that. The wireframes look good. You could opt to do some more zoom ins, like if you zoom into this part, because it's kind of hard to judge how well your wireframes are. So do a wireframe of the head, maybe somewhere on the pants, so there is a better indication, or people can read better how well you are at the wireframes. Same with the how do you call that? Like the elbow pads. Because for me, if I need to hire people, the breakdowns is where I mostly look at to judge how good somebody is at. So yeah, doing some zoom ins or close-ups will be good. This is really awesome. Cool sculpting, great piece. Awesome. Also cool that you do the shots of the Substance Painter, which is cool. I would actually add to this, in here you can select which material view you see. Maybe add in like the roughness and the metallic, the normal map. You can also do the normal map, but just so people can also see how the roughness looks like. And the metallic would add a lot. This one is cool. I would rather see the metallic and the roughness than this piece. But otherwise, it's a cool, smart idea to just take a screenshot of Substance Painter to show that. That's cool. So yeah, it's a cool piece. In general, what I'm saying with everything I just said is think about the journey people go through when they open up this piece. So they start at the top and then they will slowly scroll down. That's a journey of multiple impressions people go through. And it's your task to be aware or conscious of that and build that journey in a way so this page conveys a certain impression to them. And in a sense, that's branding. And you need to be aware of that and build that. So yeah, I think that the top image can be way better, and think about that journey. But otherwise, it's a really cool piece. On to the next, the head. Okay, right. So, okay, so I'm blown away that you built this, which is great, looks super awesome, but then this is your top image and it is also your thumbnail. Because this looks great. So this needs to be your thumbnail, not the head. Kind of sad that it's only 3 images. It's a really cool sculpt. This head is more part of the breakdown, so this should be the top image. And it's fine to have more shots of it, but I would say maybe do more close-ups, like show the bags, or maybe the belt looks really cool. Like do show-ups of close-ups of cool pieces. And then this head is also a close-up, which is somewhere at the bottom. And then this is your thumbnail and the top image. That said, it is an unfinished piece. It's a good piece, but you do need to be aware that unfinished work or just only sculpts that are unfinished does tell people that you're a beginner or you're still learning. And that's fine, but just be aware of that. So at some point, you do want to only show finished work. On to this one, which is also a study, kind of like this one. This one's also a study, right? Interesting, kind of weird that you chose to do this front face camera shot. The eyes look rendering wise a bit weird. First impression here is it's a study. You're still a beginner. You're still learning. So it's not bad per se. This one is the best, by the way. Maybe make it a little bit brighter, and this would be your thumbnail image, not this. Again, the presentation is a bit off. Like this front camera is kind of weird. Think about the journey people go through with the presentation. So this is like, it kind of looks uncanny, right? This looks way better. And then it's a journey people go through, including the thumbnail. Oh, let's go back here. So be aware of that. Like the thumbnails is part of your brand and presentation, so they need to be better. Besides that, it's a study. I mean, you still have limited work, which tells me that you're still a beginner, you're still learning, you're finding your way, and that's good. Everybody had to go through that. But would I hire you? You're still a beginner, so it's kind of difficult. And studies or unfinished work push you into that I'm a beginner area. So for now, keep it. Do better presentation, but definitely start working to have more of this, have more finished work, better thumbnails of that finished work with poses. So the initial impression everybody has is, oh, you're a professional, You know how to present well, you know how to finish work, you show your breakdowns, so I can trust that you know how to do the full workflow correctly. Because in the end, when at least I am looking to hire artists, the main element I really look at, are they a professional? Of course, I look at, is their work at a good level? But for me, it's more important that they know how to work professionally in a studio with deadlines and the whole communication and meetings and all this and that. Um, and these type of studies tells me you haven't experienced that yet, or you're not there yet. So slowly over time, start focusing more on finished work that shows that you're a professional that can work in a studio or has done that before. Hope that helps. If you have any more questions, or maybe I missed elements, feel free to ask me. I can always do a second video, or if there's anything you want me to focus on, for sure let me know, and I would gladly do that for you.